Welcome. In this episode I'll show you how to add, move, and change a sprinkler head. Per episode 18, I'm installing the third elevated sprinkler head that we built in that episode. In essence, we are adding this sprinkler head to my wife's bay window flower bed, moving it to a new location, and changing the type of sprinkler head used. Consequently, I'm satisfying all three requirements within this video's title. With that said, let's go to work. My wife recently had a nursery remove a large Japanese maple tree here with a backhoe tractor, and they replaced it with this smaller Japanese maple. When they pulled out the old tree, they ripped the sprinkler system out. The source line is over here. When I tested it, water freely flows from this 1-inch plastic coil poly pipe. Basically, what we are going to do is rebury this pipe, cut it here, route it 90 degrees, and run it to this area over here, and install this elevated sprinkler head that we built in episode 18. We'll install it here so it sprays out with a 90-degree pattern to cover my wife's entire bay window flower bed without hitting the bay window itself. We don't want a lot of water to collect under the bay window and damage our basement foundation below. As you can see, we'll tie into the 1-inch sprinkler line here, attach it to a 90-degree elbow, and run it through a small trench to where my foot is here. This will provide a good 90-degree watering pattern. The tools and equipment that you'll need for this job are as follows: a wheelbarrow, shovel, hand shovel, mulch rake, and shears or a pruner to cut tree roots. You also need a 1-inch poly pipe sprinkler hose tubing, 1/2-inch poly pipe riser hose, and the new sprinkler itself. Other items that you'll need are a 9/16" open-end wrench or socket, tubing cutter or razor knife, a 1-inch 90-degree elbow, and a 1-inch plug. In addition, you'll need 1-inch stainless steel poly pipe pinch clamps, a poly pipe pinch clamp tool, and a drill with a 1/2-inch bit. After attaching our 1-inch Dawn saddle tee, we'll drill a hole using this 1/2-inch bit into the top of the water line so the water will run up through the saddle tee into the elbow and the sprinkler head. We'll need the 9/16" wrench to tighten the attachment of the plastic saddle tee around the 1-inch sprinkler line. In addition, I purchased both types of hose at Lowe's. Over the years, I've learned that Lowe's is the best provider of sprinkler components. I also purchased the stainless steel pinch clamps, 90-degree elbow, and plug from Lowe's. And I bought the saddle tees on eBay. I forgot to mention that you'll need a hammer and block of wood to pound in the 90-degree elbow and plug into the 1-inch water line. We'll start by raking a clear path through the mulch to dig our water line, and we'll be careful not to damage our new Japanese maple tree. Okay, let's move our wheelbarrow over here. We'll start digging here. This completes most of our digging. As you can see, we finished the trench. We'll tie in with a 90-degree elbow and run the 1-inch sprinkler hose through the trench to here. Similar to episode 18, we'll install the elevated sprinkler head about 4 inches below the ground for a stable installation. At this time, we're going to connect to the high pressure side of the hose at the origin of the trench. Let's cut the line here for our 90-degree elbow, and to do this we'll use our rigid tubing cutter, which does a great job. Make sure we get this lined up right. And prior to placing the elbow in there, we need to put in our 1-inch pinch clamps on the tube itself, and we'll work this elbow in. They're pretty tough to get in. What I normally do is just use a hammer. I have a block of wood. I've never broken one of these, but as you can see, they're not easy to get in. And we'll turn this down in this direction here, and then we'll use our pliers to pinch these off. And generally I like to put in 2 and squeeze them 90 degrees apart, so you definitely will have a good seal. Okay, so we'll squeeze this one and squeeze this one near it, a different angle. Okay, so we're looking good there. I cut a small piece of 1-inch sprinkler pipe that will easily reach from the elbow to the new sprinkler head. We'll first add our 2 squeeze clamps, and we'll get that pipe on there as far as possible. Actually, we're not going to even need the hammer. Okay, so we got the pipe in position, and we'll clamp here. And clamp here. Okay, we're in good shape there. You can push this down a little bit, and we'll put in a little bit of dirt. Okay, so at this time we have most of the dirt back in above the line. We're going to come over here and cut the line and put the plug in on the end of the line. Okay, so once again we'll use our tubing cutter, which works real well. And we can put it in just about here, just about anywhere random, because we'll use the riser hose to connect. And install 2 1-inch clamps, and then our plug, which is right here in the box. And this is a fairly easy one to install with a hammer. Okay, so we have that in place. Let's bring our clamps in and clamp those down. Okay, one clamp, and the other clamp. Okay, we have the clamps on, and so let's go get our T and put it in place and install it. I lost my film footage showing how I installed the Dawn saddle T on the 1-inch plastic sprinkler pipe in the ground, so I'm going to demo how to do that now in my shop. You'll need the 1-inch pipe, the saddle T, a 90-degree elbow, and a polypipe riser hose that attaches to the sprinkler head. Place the underside of the saddle T below the 1-inch pipe at your point of connection. Then rotate the plastic bolt up and tighten these bolts by hand until they're snug. I'm using a 9/16 inch socket. I have a ratchet handle, but it provides too much force. If you use one, you'll most likely break the plastic nut. I've installed several of these saddle Ts and I have broken one, so be careful, they will break. Using our drill with a 1/2 inch bit, we'll drill through the saddle T opening and the top of the 1-inch sprinkler hose only. Be careful not to penetrate the bottom side of the 1-inch sprinkler hose. If you do that, it will obviously link. Okay, as soon as you go through, pull the drill out. You don't want to go down into the second layer on the bottom side, drill that, and because that will leak if you do that. Okay, next step is to hand tighten the 90-degree elbow in place. Once again, you do not use glue to do this. And then last step is to take your 1-inch riser hose and manually attach that to the 1/2 inch connection. Okay, so we have this tight and in place, and then this part of the riser hose goes on to your actual sprinkler head, to the 90-degree elbow of your sprinkler head. We've returned to the work site and completed all the connections, and we are now ready to fill the entire sprinkler hose trench with dirt. Okay, we've returned all the dirt from the wheelbarrow. We've got it back in place, and let's quickly respread our mulch. Okay, so we're in good shape. As I mentioned, we want to adjust this so it swings a 90-degree pattern here and doesn't drench the bay window area and cause flooding in the basement. So the head operates from this side here. So as you can see, we have it faced into the house right now. Let's pull it up and bring it around. And so at this time, we'll set the preliminary adjustments here. Right, so it goes right along the top of those hostas. And swings 90 degrees over here into the side of the garage and out. Okay, that looks good. So now it's a matter of turning the system on and testing it. This concludes this episode on successfully adding, moving, and changing a sprinkler head. You may also be interested in my other 2 recent sprinkler system videos. Episode 17 shows you how to replace a bad sprinkler head, and episode 18 enables you to make an elevated or tall sprinkler head. At this time, I'm moving on to my next project. You're more than welcome to follow. In addition, if you have a great project that you want to post on my YouTube channel, email me some pictures and a brief description of it. If it qualifies for the Let's Fix It Right standards to help others, I'll interview you over the phone as a guest do-it-yourselfer, produce a high-quality video, and post it on my Let's Fix It Right channel. For the year following this posting, I'll share 50% of the potential YouTube benefits with you. If you have any subject matter requests or recommendations, please contact me. All of this said, I recommend that you subscribe to my channel, follow my projects, and save a bundle of money doing it.